Hi, this here, viewers of Equinoxe Television. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the news. We begin right away with some major stories. Some inhabitants of the economic capital Douala have expressed worries over the decision by the governor of the Littoral Region, Samuel Dibuwa, alongside other security officials to ban the movement of commercial bike riders in the city of Douala from 8 p.m. to 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. They say that decision is going to greatly affect commercial activities here in the economic capital Douala, and that decision was taken by the governor and other security officials in Douala to curb the activities of some violent youngsters in Douala who are known as the microbe. And also in this newscast, we'll be telling you more about a fallen hero who is a Makossa legend, Jenny Gento, who died just few days after the demise of another Makossa icon, Ikambi Briang. Stay with us for details and more. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for according us your time this evening for the news in the English language. And we just told you in the headlines that inhabitants of the economic capital Douala, some of them are expressing worries over the decision taken by the governor for the Littoral Region, Samuel Dibuwa, and security officials. It is to ensure that the local inhabitants are secured during this festive period. The communique which was sent out yesterday, the governor insists that commercial motorbike riders should not ply the streets of the city of Douala from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. It is one of the measures put in place by authorities of the Littoral Region to curb the activities of some violent youngsters in Douala who are known as Lemikrop. Our reporter Lucy Liengu Asia spoke with some persons who are economic operators or business persons in Douala, and now here is what they had to tell her.
The closing of drinking spots, game rooms from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. as one of the measures put in place by the governor of the Littoral Region, Samuel Dibuwa, to fight against what is known as the microbe in the city of Douala. Business operators say this will affect their economic activities. Here, during the end of year, we have clients just in the evening. So if we have to close our doors at 7 p.m., it simply means we won't make sales, because in the day people go to work and return in the evening. Again, with the World Cup, most matches are played in the evening from 8 p.m. We cannot cope with all the employees we have. To the president of the Bike Riders Association in Cameroon, passing through some police stations, brigades, they realized that about 130 bikes are in the keeping of security officials, and to him, the government is here to differentiate between the microbe and bike riders. While some bike riders complain they are not in accordance with the decision. It is greatly going to affect me because I usually work from 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Then I resume from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. But now I'm obliged to work extremely hard to cover up. While according to some people, the ban of bikes from 8 p.m. will rather increase the rate of insecurity in the city of Douala. Such decisions will affect the population because after 8 p.m. with no bikes, aggressions will multiply, because the quarters mentioned like Bonamusadi, there are areas like Bijou, practically bikes are needed there. So with the decision, we will have more attacks there, mostly in taxis. The population say they expect the government to exert concrete measures that will not hinder their economic activities.
And now, besides banning the movement of commercial motorbike riders in Douala at night, the governor's communique to curb the activities of Le Microbe also indicates that people are not allowed to carry machetes and other dangerous items within the city of Douala, even during the day. And our reporter for me and from Sanda read through the governor's communique. Now tells us more in the following write-up.
In less than 24 hours, Cameroon's economic capital city is gripped by terror and total commotion. As captured in these amateur videos, city dwellers are seen running helter-skelter. Behind the unusual panic, sources blame the appearance of a group of armed young individuals identifying themselves as les microbes, messengers of terror. A situation that got the city shut down in few hours. A narrative debunked by the Littoral Regional Governor Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Dubois in a Wednesday morning security crisis meeting. The governor says what happened beginning 6 p.m. Tuesday, December 13, 2022 was simply a manipulation of public opinion for political gains.
When people say that microbes are here and there, you begin to run without saying microbe. Are you serious? Every man that called me yesterday, microbes are here and there. Nobody took a picture saying that this is the microbes that are in front of my house. Nobody.
The governor, however, accepted that the city of Douala is faced with a new trend of insecurity following a clash between security forces and hard drug dealers in the Makian neighborhood of the Douala 2 municipality. To keep Douala safe and secured, he outlined security measures.
I say that the motor bicycle are no more going to collect people from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. till the time that population will be ready to fight against those who are bringing bad news here and there. The second measure is to close what we call it the bars. The SDO is going to show the place where the bar have to be closed, because we have many of them where people are sitting to plan bad things in this town. We have the information about those bars, and we are going to close those ones. Those who are bringing cutlasses as their stick, if somebody is somewhere with cutlasses, we go and take him, catch him, and bring him to the judiciary court. Those who are bringing bad news here and there, we have to call for them and bring them there.
In the course of the security crisis meeting, the governor warned against individuals or groups of persons who will attempt to stand against the new measures outlined.
And now we talk something else. The 6 years armed conflict in the northwest and the southwest regions has negatively affected the lives of the local population, especially women and young girls. Most of them now find themselves in the street. And in order to assist these vulnerable women, the Ministry for Women's Empowerment and the promotion of the family organized a conference here in Douala in order to ensure that those vulnerable women can have certificates to do profitable activities which can cause them to earn a living. Let's now have more with Mala Glory.
These are just a handful of women who are victims of the Anglophone crisis. Women and girls who abandon their activities, ran from their villages to different cities for safety. These women, together with other vulnerable gender, participated in a training program organized by the UN Women in partnership with the Ministry of Women Empowerment and the Family.
It is a ceremony to hand attestations to a group of young girls, women who have become vulnerable due to the circumstances beyond their control. These youth who had an uncertain future, who dropped out of school, have been given a second chance thanks to the support of the UN Women to receive a training course in the Centers for the Promotion of Women Empowerment and the Family.
These vulnerable women receive training in different fields of life. The skills acquired during the one-year program would permit the graduate be self-employed.
They received a training in designing, in information and technology.
During the ceremony that was chaired by the Minister of Women Empowerment and the Family, Marie-Therese Ondua, in the company of the UN Regional Director for West and Central Africa, Florence Reyes. The candidates showcased their work of the end-of-year training. Certificates were given to merited candidates. Meantime, the laureates graced the event with beautiful cultural dances.
And now we take you to Bafoussam, where some traders of the Bafoussam main market are complaining that they have been forcefully evicted from their shops in the market, and the local authorities on their part say their eviction is to ensure that the town is cleared of any disorder. Babila Jonathan tells us more.
I don't run a war for by me now, when I say war no day. Now the second war this, so I don't run. Can't fall again inside war.
She ran away from the socio-political and security crisis in the northwest region to seek safety and refuge in the west regional capital, Bafoussam. But her quest for safety has left her in yet another difficult situation she qualifies as a war.
All my things, they don't grind all for tank. I make this with picking ever carry food. I don't get place to go.
She is one of the traders in Bafoussam City Market whose properties have been destroyed by council agents. The city council agents stormed Marché Sokada, Marché C, and other commercial sites late last night and destroyed all the makeshift stores. The city council has embarked on a cleanup operation.
Now later this way governor. When governor don't sign them, we don't go Becky.
Victims of the forceful eviction exercise lament over the fact that they pleaded with the administration to no avail.
Nous avons donné 72 heures à toutes ces personnes d'enlever leurs kiosques et leurs commerces.
Bafoussam City Mayor Roger Tafam says the traders were given a deadline of 72 hours to leave, but they ignored the instructions of the municipal authorities. The forceful eviction exercise is part of the city council's effort to enhance the hygienic state of the town of Bafoussam.
And now over to the Central Region, where the Senior Divisional Officer for the Nyong and So Division of the Central Region has banned the extraction, the production and also the consumption of palm wine in the Nomnam village. His decision comes after about 10 persons died. They reportedly died after an autopsy revealed that their death was caused due to excessive consumption of poorly fermented palm wine. Immaculate Fogwe completes the story.
After several hours of examination and debate, the sum of 1,082 million francs CFA was adopted by municipal councillors to finance the Bonalea Council project for 2023.
1,082 millions. Donc nous faisons une montée en puissance.
This budget, which witnessed a significant increase from that of the 2022 financial year, will be used to execute some key projects expected to improve on the living conditions of the population.
Sur les points critiques,
we will construct a bridge linking the villages of Bonaberi, Souza, and Kake. This will encourage agricultural production and facilitate transportation of farm produce from these localities to commercial centers. We also intend to illuminate the municipality with solar panels. The rehabilitation of roads is also envisaged.
Et le terminer l'achever.
The Bonalea Council, according to the municipal authority, will also strengthen in 2023 its partnership to acquire more garbage collection trucks in order to keep the municipality clean for a healthy population.
Nous avons élaboré un plan.
At first, we used to collect and dispose waste with tricycles, but today we can boast of a garbage collection van. We will continue working with our partners to benefit such special assistance.
Des différentes décharges afin que nos villes soient toujours propres.
Apart from nursing hope to realize these projects in 2023, the municipal authorities also plan to execute 2022 projects whose complete execution still pends.
Innocent Access reporting on the Bonalea Council session and the project the councillors envisage for the year 2023. We now come back to this report in the Central Region, precisely at the Nyong and So Division, where the Senior Divisional Officer has banned the extraction, production, and consumption of locally made palm wine. His decision comes after at least 10 persons reportedly died from the consumption of poorly fermented palm wine in the Nam Nam village in the Central region. Let's now have her report in this write-up.
Nam Nam village, located in the Nyang Eso division, Center region of Cameroon. One of the villagers takes us to the grave of a woman who recently died after complaining of body pains. The villagers attribute her death to supernatural causes. According to them, the fact that she suddenly lost her sight before dying proves that it was mystical. Days after her death, 9 other victims manifest the same symptoms. The senior divisional officer of the Nyang Eso division, after the incident, ordered that an autopsy be carried out. The results revealed that the victims excessively consumed poorly fermented palm wine. The administrative authority reacted by banning the extraction, fabrication and consumption of homemade palm wine in the Nam Nam village. The population are expressing concerns about the ban of the locally made wine, which they have been drinking for years now.
And several cases of arbitrary deprivation of life, other unlawful and politically motivated killings, forceful disappearance, torture, other cruel, inhumane or degrading treatments of civilians have been recorded in Cameroon almost on a daily basis. However, the chairperson of the Cameroon Human Rights Commission, Mwange Kobila James, says the human rights situation in the country is somehow improving. He spoke to our reporter Babila Jonathan.
Even in the conflict zone, as you say, the violations of human rights are decreasing. The situation of the violation of human rights in the far north region, in the northwest region, in the southwest region, is decreasing from 2019 to now. It's going decreasing. We should acknowledge it. And even in the rest of country where there is no special conflicts, the situation is improving, it's getting better. But what is true is that there remains violation, and there will be violations, because where human beings are, where there are many human beings, you cannot erase violations. We are now watching the World Cup of football, right? Who can mention a team or a single match where there was no violation of the rules? So there cannot be a football match, a single football with 22 players without violation of the rules. So when you have a country with 20 millions, 30 millions of people, there will be violations of law. There are thieves, there are assaults, there are many things, there are rapes, and we have to fight against it, and you have to bring those people to respond before the justice.
Thank you, sir. And now we move over to this obituary. Few days after the death of Makossa icon Ekambi Briang, another Makossa legend, Jene Gento, quit the stage suddenly. Jene Gento reportedly had malaise on his way to Chang in the West region for a concert. He was rushed to the Loom District Hospital, where doctors there declared him already dead. The biological as well as the musical family of Jene Gento are still in shock and inconsolable over the sudden demise of the author of the Broussailles, which was one of Jene Gento's hit songs. And condolences to the bereaved family go well to the artist, though an artist never dies because his works live on. Let's now take one of the last reports of our special envoy to Qatar, Smart Njikan Gabriel, before he quit the country. It is talking about the National Day of Qatar, which will be taking place, the Day of Independence of Qatar, which will be taking place, that will be on December 18. And Smart Njikan Gabriel, before leaving Qatar, tells us that Qatari authorities are preparing seriously for their day, which comes up on December 18. Let's now have his report.
For the celebration of the National Day of Qatar on the 18th of December 2022, a date that coincides with the final of the FIFA World Cup currently going on in the East Asian nation, preparations have been intensified. Apart from the activities to mark the anniversary which are being organized by the Ministry of Culture, the Qatar Foundation is also hosting some activities geared at celebrating the country's anniversary. As a result of this event, the anniversary village has been officially opened at Dab El Sal. At the site, a variety of activities have been lined up, with the flag hosting ceremony being the most attractive to onlookers. Alongside the demonstration of the Qatari Armed Forces. This is just what the Qatari people and those visiting will be served with on the annual Qatar National Day celebration come December 18, 2022. Before the National Day celebration, concerts, theater arts, and seminars, all depicting the growth of Qatar from the time it was founded, has been taking place at different ends of the country. This year's edition of the annual Qatar National Day celebration will be international, and Qatar wants to make it an opportunity for all of its ambassadors in their country to transfer their culture and history to the rest of the world. The annual Qatar National Day celebration that comes up every December 18 is to commemorate its unification in 1878, and the theme for this year's celebration is Al-Malikadeh in Arabic, which means the path of excellence is difficult.
And now, after a formidable job done by our special reporters who went to Qatar to cover the 2022 World Cup, which began in the city of Doha for over 3 weeks, some of our reporters who have been filing in excellent live reports for the news and special reports, our special sports programs are back to base. They arrived at the Douala International Airport today at about 1:30 p.m. Most of them say it was a wonderful experience and an opportunity given them by Equinoxe Radio and Television to cover the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. And just to let you know, that is the first, but some of our reporters are still in Qatar because they have to cover the finals of the World Cup that will take place on Sunday. Upon their arrival at base here at the Equinoxe Radio and Television headquarters in Accra, our reporter spoke to one of our special envoys, Sumat Ndikan Gabriel. This is what he has to say about his experience in Qatar.
It's covering a World Cup, a good one. I am glad about that. And secondly, going to Qatar, I saw so many good things, so many things that actually opened my eyes, not only in the domain of sports, but in other societal issues. You know, I tried comparing Qatar and our own country in certain aspects. We know they are developed, but that also opened my eyes. But generally, it was a good World Cup. The ups and downs were there. You know, the first day it was difficult to locate one place from this place, but after we actually stabilized ourselves, it was a good World Cup, good fields and good transportation system. You know, we barely paid nothing for transportation because you had buses and metro.
It was a formidable job, you guys. It is the smart. And viewers, thank you so much for always being with us. That does it for this edition of the news, but don't go away. The news in the French language comes up at exactly 8 p.m. Bye-bye for now.
Equinoxe Télévision, au-delà de l'image, nous rendons compte.